Are you ready for this? Let me turn up my volume. I don't know if it helps me out, but I haven't had the chance to read the bill yet. I haven't had a chance to read the bill yet. I'm just kidding. I haven't had a chance to read this article, so we're gonna read it together. Please excuse my illiteracy. I'm a child that had severe, um, really bad learning disabilities growing up because I was fried. It wasn't anybody's fault, but I moved over to overseas when I was a little kid. They gave me a second immunization shot. I was 3 months old when they gave me the second one that I had somehow. They didn't, I guess the first one wasn't good enough, or they didn't have it on file or something. My mom lost the paperwork, so they tried to, I guess, blame it on my mom for it. But they ended up giving me two, and I became an autistic child. And I was for years, and I've been mistreated and abused by the system and doctors and other places where I do not like doctors because they had me on medicine that was so bad. I was a vegetable. People would come and see me, and I was like, I couldn't even say anything to them. I lost it. I was out of it. So I'm a real bitter person. So anyhow, file. It says in this October 28, 2009 file photo, President Barack Obama reacts with the mother of Matthew Shepard, Judy Shepard, second left, and James Byrd Jr.'s sister, Lavon Harris, left, and Betty Byrd Bodner, second right, during a reception commemorating the enactment of the Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act at the White House in Washington. Washington, in this is an attack on your fucking freedom of speech. As long as you don't fucking put your hands on somebody and violate their personal space, you have the right to say whatever motherfucking thing you want, as long as it's not threatening. So I could give a fucking two shits what that fucking punk ass bitch done and did and thinks. I do not follow any of his rules or laws or think that they are even strong. They're not anything that is gonna do anything to me. Are they gonna do anything to me if I have some hate speech on here or if somebody else does? Besides get us fired and put us on fucking government fucking assistance. That's all they want to do. Get everybody where they comply to the government. Have to, please, government, please come and don't take money away from me. Oh my God, made it so hard for me to live. No, oh yeah, I'm gonna end up going back and I'm gonna surrender and I'm gonna end up going and saying, oh, well, okay, I know you called me a cracker and I know you have all this hate speech towards me and you're letting all these black people get away with all this racism here like crazy. But but I'm gonna say I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I give up. I'm not doing that. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself and go to hell, Obama. You and all the other lawmakers. So the second one right up here, this is a different video I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna bash the justices in the next video I do, but here we go. So we're at Washington. Washington incendiary rhetoric has has seeped into 2016 presidential politics, surfaced in the public debate over accepting Syrian refugees into the U.S., and popped up reportedly following terror attacks in Paris and San Bernardino. Attorney General Loretta Lynch has expressed concern about the potential for an anti-Islam backlash similar to the one that followed on September 11th attacks. Yeah, but they're going to wait until a Republican gets in there so they can say that it was a Republican guy that set it off. You know, that's exactly what these dirty assholes do. And people who still like Bush and appreciate him a little bit at least, though he went and kissed the Muslim's ass the other day. At least he wasn't like that. So George Bush. So they're full of crap about that, and also about him being the reason why the world is on fire right now. So Obama's been president almost for 8 years now, whole terms almost, and the world is burning and is on fire as we speak. And that's the world. There's no democracy. It's all completely ravaged all over the world, in the Middle East in particular. And we're gonna still say that it was because Bush invaded Iraq, huh? That's what made all those guys so hysterical, and they're not behind propaganda that's gonna that's gonna try to trick people into believing some bullshit. So another September 11th attack, and vowed that the Justice Department would punish actions, predictions on violent talk. Yeah, go eat shit. Go eat shit and fuck yourself. Advocates are certainly reporting to us an increased concern around incidents, threats, and potential hate crimes that they're bringing to our attention. Vanetta Gupta, the head of the Justice Department Civil Rights Division, said in an interview with the Associated Press. But the spectrum of hateful expression is broad, encompassing acts that are clearly illegal, such as firebombing a mosque, as well as, so they're gonna say right here that that you're expressing your words is as bad as fucking firebombing a mosque, not no people's church, not a lovely church where people go to actually pray and try to save people, but a mosque where they try to dominate and demonize and fool you and trick you for Satan. That's all Satan's love right there. The mosque and Muslims. It's satanic. Okay, as well as vague and distinct threats that, while noxious, might well be protected by the First Amendment. No shit, it's protected by the First Amendment. Holy fuck! Wow. Oh, so you mean my First Amendment right comes in here, and you guys certainly have a problem with that, right? You know what we're seeing here? You know what we're seeing? Speaking of the devil, there goes Bill fucking Gates right there. What a chump. No, because people like that are going to have to, that guy, all of them will have to pay their day to God. They'll all go to hell for sure. They're all gonna have their day for all of the bullshit that they do. He's a criminal. Okay. Anyways, establishing the line between protecting speech and a federal hate crime can be a challenge for prosecutors and court, and depend on, well, if you have somebody that says, oh, all the more you kill these people out here, the more you get the press on the press. You can't just say like, oh, because I say I hate you and spit at you and want to fucking, you know want to see your demise, doesn't mean that I'm actually going to do anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you the right to act like, I'm guilty of anything. Like I'm actually going to get up from here and go get in my truck and drive it through the White House lawn or something. You guys are fucking crooks. You guys are a bunch of fucking crooks. I hate you. I'll fucking curse you. Curse you. Curse you. And fuck Saudi Arabia too. I spit in your face, Saudi Arabia. Fucking punk ass fucking punk. I hate you. I hate you. So, anyways, here's a look at how federal law treats hate speech. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Alright. It says, what do federal laws have to say about this? The signature hate crime statute, the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd J. Hate Crimes Prevention Act, makes it illegal to physically harm someone based on their race, religion, national origin, gender, or sexual orientation, among other characteristics. I think it's pretty much hate if you do any of those things to anybody, to anybody, and that just because these people are protected does not give them the right to have hate speech towards me or anybody else. It just doesn't. So they're going to give these people that have no constitutional rights. Just one of the most ridiculous things that they could possibly ever do is take my rights that my forefathers and my country gave me, and veterans and people died and went to war and sacrificed in blood, sweat, and tears, for me to have the ability to have my own hate speech that's non-threatening. So you're gonna attack it. Okay, and then give all of my rights to some fucking Muslim fucking knucklehead? Are you fucking kidding me? There are enemies, and you want to appease to them like they're fucking saints or some shit. They're creepy. They're fucking evil. They're fucking demonic, and they're fucking stupid. And I do not appreciate them. I'd spit in their face if they came up to my house. Or came up and got in my fucking space, they'd be fucking looking for fucking some real trouble. I guarantee it. All right. Doesn't the Constitution allow me to say whatever I want? To a large degree, yes. The First Amendment offers broad free speech protections and permits membership in organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan, which I do not like, and I'll tell them off too. Go fuck yourself, Ku Klux Klan. And Black Panthers, not the old Black Panthers necessarily, because I know that there was some Black Panthers that served in Vietnam with my father, and they fought honorably and they were respectful. They weren't a bunch of dickheads all the time, and sometimes there was this hate thing though that's going on with the blacks rising up or whatever they think that they're doing and trying to go against all white people, and they all have white friends. I'm sure every single black person has some white person that they know and acknowledge as they're cool with. But yet they're amped on this fucking hate crime spree that they're on, and the president wants to back them with this Black Lives Matter, Black Hate Matters thing. Black hate matters. So I hate the Ku Klux Klan. I hate all them racist pieces of shits all the same. So I'm not racist. I hate everybody that is a piece dumb fucking fuck equally. Okay? That's the truth. That expose hateful ideologies. But while the Constitution gives latitude to hate speech and offensive rhetoric, court decisions in the last century have carved out notable through narrow exceptions to free speech guarantees and authorized pro, uh, pro, prosecution for language deemed to fall out of bounds. Comments intended as specific and immediate threats brush up against those protections, regardless of a person's race or religion. So, do personal face to face comments meant to incite imminent lawlessness, such as a riot? Now, before this even came out, this is even more bullshit because, as far as I know, mutual combat is not legal unless both people somehow hate each other or however they come to agree to fight with one another without one or the other actually provoking the fight. And then you actually have a legal fight. You could actually fight it in court. I would honestly believe that you could fight it if both persons wanted to fight, as long as you weren't somewhere where you can be in public to get a disorderly conduct. So If you get a disorderly conduct at your house or on your property and nobody's really around and you just said a couple of things, I think that's abuse of authority. You know, something like what one John Hanlon, sheriff of Roseburg, would come to Chris Lanham the third's house after another Douglas County sheriff just came by and talked to Mr. Lanham, and decided he wasn't going to charge Mr. Lanham with anything. But then Mr. Hanlon took it upon himself because the crooks that were running whatever the hell that thing is that probationees go on to work off their work crew or whatever the hell that thing is, had it in and just decided he was going to push the courthouse to send a law enforcement officer down to Mr. Lanham's house, regardless if Lanham broke the law or not. Lanham was going to be charged, and by God, he was going to have that shit stick. So this is pretty much like that. Like I'm saying, a mutual combat. Um, if you don't provoke the other one and he doesn't provoke you, and somehow you set the fight up, and it's connected here in Florida, anyways. That's legal, legit on people's private property. So, anyway, so here we go. Where did we leave off here? I should be throwing that up like that, but while the Constitution gives latitude to hate speech and offensive rhetoric, court decisions in the last century have carved out notable thought narrow, though narrow, exceptions to free speech guarantees authorized prosecution for language deemed to fall out of bounds. And we're gonna hear what out of bounds is to these loyalist loyal freaking criminal crook mongers that are in our freaking government system. Ever since JFK was assassinated, the fucking oh no, and it didn't just stop with him. They got his brother Bobby too, didn't they? Wasn't Bobby up against the mob, the mafia? So who else was Bobby trying to fight and defeat? Is there anybody else? No, not that I know of. So how could you not pin his murder on the mob, on the mafia? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyways, back to this story here. So it's a good article. It's written very well. No, there's no wonder why he's part of the Associated Press. It's a nice article. I'll give him that much. Comments intended to specific and immediate threats brush up against those protections regardless of a person's race or religion. So do personal face-to-face comments meant to incite immediate lawlessness such as a riot. A 1942 Supreme Court decision called Chapliski versus New Hampshire, which involved a Jehovah Witness who cursed a city marshal, calling him a damn fascist, articulated a fighting words, a fighting words. Well, I don't know if you're supposed that would sound better if it was articulated as fighting words, as not a doctrine that restricted insults. I'm not trying to correct this fucking guy at all. I'm not. Fucking everybody makes mistakes, especially a little bit in every article that's ever been written. Sorry, but anyways, doctrine that restricted insults intended to provoke an immediate breach of the peace. Now, see, whenever I tell Obama he's a stupid, lousy, fucking lazy, dumb, fucking bum fuck, I expect him to do nothing because he's a pussy. He is a wimp, pussy, piece of shit. And if he did something, it would be he's fucking evil. It's all politically to him, just like what they did with um, the people with the IRS, the Republican donors that donates money or whatever to people who are they want to support in campaigns. And as far as Bernie Sanders is saying, those millionaires and billionaires and even me, I mean, I'm poor. You know, I can't even give 50 cents to a Republican for crying out loud without it being scrutinized, you know. And then they get some idiot like Ronda Rousey or some of these other dumb fucking idiots that are morons that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They get the media and whoever else to get them to come out and give their fucking 2 cents on this shit. That oh my god, it's just it's it's completely ridiculous. They certainly can be put that uh, depends. Threats against the law depends on the various factors determining what constitutes an actual threat, as opposed to a vague and far off remark is a tricky fact-specific question. Now here's what I think. Now, if you say any fucking thing almost besides I'll kill you, besides something like that, you can say anything. You're a damn fascist. You say something like that to an authority. It doesn't matter if it's a cop or a college professor. You know, they're supposed to be professional, and that's why the one guy sat there so professionally in the face of the fucking students at this one college I seen on YouTube the other day, sitting there calling him a fucker and all this other shit to this guy's face, and he doesn't have to appease to you punks for your stupid safe space or whatever the fuck you're asking for. He's only required to make sure that people are given quality education, and that's it. He's not supposed to fucking put a diaper on you and fucking pamper your ass and apologize to you for some fucking thing that you made up in your head. And then again, these people that are these PC people or whatever, they think that their constitutional rights are the only thing that matters, the only thing that's real. We don't. None of us have any constitutional rights or freedom of speech. And this is a huge attack on freedom of speech, as opposed to a vague and far off remark. Is a tricky fact specific question. And so all I was saying is, if some guy said that to a cop, it's the cop is very unprofessional and should not be a cop if he goes up and punches the guy over that, you know, and then the courts try and say, oh well, he called him a fascist pig, you know. It makes no difference to me. The guy is supposed to be a professional, and that's not invoking a riot or anything like that. In my opinion, that's bullshit. So, anyways, in Virginia versus Black, a seminal 2003 Supreme Court decision on cross burning, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor described true threats as statements in which the speaker means to communicate a serious expression of an intent to commit an act of unlawful violence to a particular individual or group of individuals. Okay, so for what? For cross burning. Well, I think that that's pretty tacky. People who do the cross burning thing, but it's not like calling somebody. I'm gonna say it. It's not like calling somebody a nigger. If somebody just says that out there, that's hate speech. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, if I don't go up and say you nigger, boom, and punch somebody in their face, that's not invoking a riot. Just for me saying that, but they want to give people the right to be all hostile and not be grown up about it, and then come and punch me over saying it. And then that's what the law is doing right now. They're allowing jerks to go up and hit even women, even black idiot jerks come up and hit women if they said nigger to the black person. And I'm just using that word to give my point of view. I'm not trying to call anybody that word at all. So it's one thing to say kill all the Jews versus kill that Jew who was my kid's school teacher who gave him an F, says James Weinstein, a constitutional law professor at Arizona State University. But you know what? It's everybody knows that if you say kill all the Jews, that's fucked up. That's just fucked up shit. And fuck all the people who ever say that. Who would ever say that would try to, and that I guess that there's credence that they're trying to provoke a reaction, a action reaction from somebody. But as far as I know, all I'm saying is that's bullshit. But um, you have to deal with it. It's part of life, and that's part of these PC people is they think that they have a right to go and act like they're gonna change the world, even though the from what they have done to the world so far has only fucked everything up, has, on purpose, and they still say, oh, that's the only way that we can get it accomplished. So, anyways, back to the story. Sorry. um, I have an extremely broad opinion on this. So, Justice Department officials say context matters greatly in such cases, making it hard to generalize too broadly. Hateful threats that are target that okay, hateful threats that the target interprets as a joke or that are discussed among friends but not leveled at anyone in particular likely would be harder to prosecute federally. All right, I'm going to stop right here again because I have more of an opinion on that. Um, while they're doing that, they're going to find an unlawful and unconstitutional way to possibly try to detain people indefinitely. And that's not even going before the judge and being sentenced and can even get a conviction from a group of peers of jury. So they don't even have a jury trial. To just forget the jury trial and the court procedure and all that. They'll just throw you in jail now indefinitely, and we've seen that within a real short amount of time since Obama's been in there, because there was a judge who put a kid who just said something like that, and he was joking. He wasn't even kidding. On a video game, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you." The other kid's mom seen it. The kid who was playing knew that he was joking, but the other kid's mom seen what the guy said or heard what the guy said or something, and they made a big, huge criminal case about it, and some judge went and determined that they were going to detain the kid indefinitely. And that's a true story. That's really happened here in America already, and he was under 18. So you're talking about they did it to a minor, a juvenile, for saying, I'm going to kill you. The guy has no intention to try to really go out and pursue this person and actually kill him. And I would go deeper than that, you know. I'm serious. So, I don't know how long they think that they're going to be able to detain you or if they're going to be able to hold you forever in there. But boy, don't they just change the way that your perspective even further on life and everything, from the way that they abuse people and abuse their authority. I mean, police do it out here too, and the police that they have are so um, I think they're illiterate when it comes to the law in particular. They're pretty law stupid as far as I'm concerned. Sheriffs and other police people, probably the lower levels that you get, like the city cops, are probably worse than the sheriffs. And then about the only professional ones that really know the law truly would, in my opinion, be the higher up people, going from state police officers higher than that. When I see a state police officer, I think, oh, that guy's a state police officer because he knows his stuff. If I see somebody who's a sheriff, I say, oh, that guy's just got a career that he's trying to hold, and just trying to get by until they can retire or whatever. They don't maybe not even really care about helping people or, really trying to change things in society. I haven't seen a positive improvement coming from them, um, unified across the country. It's just in little rural places, probably where you see cops that are really cool with people, and the police try to give people the benefit of the doubt instead of just going out and charging the whole town with the crime. That's why I like Andy Griffith too, because that's what he said too. He'd go down and he would talk to the person, and the guy didn't even carry a gun. So, how non-threatening can a sheriff be not carrying a gun? It's pretty non-threatening. It's pretty easy to talk to somebody like that. So, how often are such cases investigated? The FBI says local law enforcement agencies reported 5,479 hate crime incidents in 2014. In a December 3rd speech the Muslim Advocates Organization, Lynch said that more than 220 defendants had been charged with hate crimes offenses in the last 6 years. Those include a Utah man who threatened an interracial family with death, and a man who admitted tying a rope around the neck of a James Meredith statue on the University of Mississippi campus. Since September 11, 2001, the Attorney General said the Justice Department has headed more than 1,000 investigations into acts of anti-Muslim hatred and bigoted behavior, leading to more than 45 prosecutions, including of a New York man who emailed death threats to an employee at the Council on American Islamic Relations, and of a Texas man convicted in 2013 of threatening to bomb an Islamic center in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Among incidents in the last 2 months, a caretaker at a Philadelphia mosque said he found a severed pig's head outside on the sidewalk, and care a a Muslim advocacy, which is tied to that care, CAIR, capitalized thing right there, care, whatever, is tied to radical extremist terrorist Muslim Islamic terrorists. Go look it up. That's where it is. A Muslim advocacy group. Yeah, a Muslim hate America want to kill Americans and kill infidel advocacy group is what it actually is. Care is what it actually is. Go look it up. Okay, reporting getting a hate letter with a white powdery substance at its Washington office. I think, sadly, that number is going to continue, Lynch said. Now, see, um, I might not necessarily, um, people can live their life however they want, but there's no way that I'm going to put myself out that far for any of these fucking punks. I'll get you out one way or another through the political system, and it is completely legitimate and legal to talk about overthrowing pigs like him and kicking them out of our government and wiping them all out is completely legal. Go look in the Constitution and go look at what it says. Our rights. Did you know that our rights actually enforce us as the people of the United States to get rid of these guys one way or another, even if we have to take up arms to do it? Did you know that? It's in our Constitution. It is actually our law that so we're actually breaking the law by not getting rid of them, by not going by a huge mob of millions of people, like what the Tea Party presented with several years ago, before I think it was before 2010, right? So when we changed all the Congress and Speaker Pelosi had to set her ass down, um, the Constitution tells all those people that they broke the law by not going and taking those pricks out of their government. And of course, the government's going to tell you that's not right, that's not correct. Go look at it. They cannot change. That's one thing that they will not be able to change, is what our laws and what the Constitution actually says about that stuff. So, um, I don't appreciate any of this, but if somebody were to say something hateful or threatening to me, um, I would not jump to conclusions like any of these SOBs up here, wherever these people, law fakers or whatever the hell they are, and the justices and all them pukes. That really, in my opinion, I think that they're just as bad and need to be got rid of also. That is one terrible thing. Part of our society is the justices, the justice system. So those people need. We have enough laws. We have enough sheriffs and people out conducting law enforcement activities as a law enforcement agency. We don't need um, these guys that come and tell us, oh well, these Muslims have a right to come and kill you in your own house. You know, that's basically what we're getting down to, is a basically a cleansing of all Americans, because, like I said, it's in our Constitution. I swear to you, go look it up. It is in our Constitution, and one of our rights says that you are breaking the law if you do not go and overthrow these people if they push it. And how far have they pushed it out? They pushed it enough with Bill Clinton. I wish more people were to go and read and pay attention to the Constitution.